Hello, traders. Welcome to another trading interview. This time with one of our serious traders, Osvaldo from United States in New York. Welcome, Os.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we are. Thank you too. Guys, just for letting you know, we are a proprietary trading company that actively search for trading talents. And we have developed two-step evaluation process that consists of verification phase and before that the FTMO challenge. And once you pass this two-step evaluation process, you will be offered a unique placement in our trading company. And then you can remotely manage your own FTMO account. And that's exactly why we have here Osvaldo, because he's one of our FTMO traders. And he actually last month have a profit of 332,000 bucks. So that's something amazing. And I will be asking you promptly about how did you achieve this amazing result. But before that, Osvaldo, can you tell me something about you, please?
Hi. My name is Osvaldo, but everyone calls me Oz. Oz for short. It's my nickname. And I'm from the Bronx, New York. Bronx is being one of the five boroughs of New York City. And I've been trading for over 2 years now.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's
And
kind of short time.
no, yeah, it is a very, very short time. But since this pandemic happened,
Hmm.
I definitely had to switch gears in how I can support myself,
Hmm.
and definitely had to look into different lines of work.
And what did you do before your trading?
Before, I used to be a personal trainer,
Hmm.
so I've been in the fitness industry for nearly 10 years.
Hmm.
I started off as a lifeguard, then I became a swim instructor, and then trainer. So I worked my way up.
Hmm.
But then when the gyms closed, I just made a conscious decision that this area is no longer profitable.
And do you trade full time right now?
Yes, I do.
So you are not the professional trainer in the gym right now. You are not doing it.
No, no, no. I mean, I still have the knowledge, but I'm not. At the time, no, I'm not.
Even as a hobby?
No, no, I still have a passion for it. I mean,
Uh-huh.
like I'm very big on working out. I
Cool.
mean, it's good for exercise, but no longer for making money.
Okay. And what do you do most of the days right now?
Most of the days,
M-
I mean, since the gym's closed, I'm always like, even though I've been doing this like for 2 years, and he says it's a short amount of time, I'm still learning. So I'm always like studying the markets.
mhm. And how did you trade before you become FTMO trader?
Definitely more aggressive.
More aggressive. Explain that
Yes.
for me, please.
So I wasn't really working with much money before. So my intention when like trading was try to flip, my small account because I didn't have a lot of capital.
Mhm.
But I always kept on, I always kept on failing
Okay.
or blowing my accounts.
Mhm.
Um,
How many
but
how many times did you blow your account?
oh man, let's see. How many times didn't I? I'll say at least 5 times.
Sounds like really hard journey.
It no, it was. But at the same time, while that has happened, I was still learning,
Uh-huh.
trying to mold the strategy that I use now with FTMO, and it definitely helped. I mean, I'm still learning, and so before I got into FTMO, since I wasn't really working with much money, but I wanted to um, purchase more than one account, so that way I'm able to increase my profit. So I'm thinking how I'm going to do this. So for the time being, I started working doing as a delivery guy, just making money so I could save up to purchase the challenges.
Okay. So just for our listeners, Osvaldo here, he actually right now has two accounts that he merged into one. So he's right now trading with 200K. And like I said in the introduction, last month he made 32K profit. So my question is, you said it that you were more aggressive, but with your 200K account, you, let's say, you have a much higher exposure for your risk, right now.
Yes, I do, but how I the way I set up the way I trade, I look for setups and opportunities.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I have my orders, like either my buy or sell orders, like pretty tight.
Uh-huh.
So the reason why I trade at the volume that I do, like at high risk, because if so, I have like a specific criteria
Hmm.
in my strategy
Hmm.
that I use,
Hmm.
and if all of that is met, then I'll take the trade. And I try to focus on one instrument, two at most,
Hmm.
at any time that I trade.
Okay, that's the one criteria.
Yes. Well, no, there's more than one. Well, that's part of my strategy.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about those criterias.
So I'm a big fan, like my strategy. I'm a big fan of the using the Ichimoku Cloud,
Okay.
and that's like one of the indicators.
Yep.
I trade with indicators, um, always.
Always.
Hmm.
How many of them you using during your trading?
So it would be
Oh.
if
Uh-huh.
I count the Ichimoku Cloud as one, I trade with two indicators because the the second indicator I use the 50 exponential movement average.
Cool, cool. Moving averages. And can you show us in your platform how do you use it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Osvaldo, thank you for opening your trading view. Can you show me how you use it, and can you show me something about the two indicators that you use?
Yes, yes. So, like I said, I like using the Ichimoku Cloud and the 50 EMA. So here's how I find setups. So I trade exclusively on Forex pairs. I don't trade indices and commodities. That's my personal preference
Hmm.
because I believe commodities like gold, for example, oil, that they're very volatile,
Hmm.
and especially with an account with restrictions, I, I don't just trade. I don't trade those pairs. I believe you could make a ton of money with just forex alone.
So how many forex instruments you trade?
I definitely trade with the major pairs. So this
Uh-huh.
one, an example is U.S. dollar against the Canadian dollar.
Yep.
So this specifically, I took this trade. This was a buy trade on February 4th.
Uh-huh.
So now using the Ichimoku Cloud, now you see that when price is above the cloud, then that's a buy opportunity. When price is a sell, I mean when price is below the cloud, it's a sell opportunity. However, that's is not that's it's just not that simple. So what I wait for is now the yellow line is a conversion line, and this is the baseline. I wait once price, once the conversion line goes above the baseline, then that's an opportunity to buy. Now, how I bring the 50 EMA into this now before then, I used to just only do trade with just this indicator alone. Um, with just I would just wait for the conversion line to cross
Th-
above the baseline,
And that's the
and
signal for you, right?
yeah, that's a signal. I used to do that alone, but sometimes that doesn't always work because just because it crosses, it could easily go back down or up depending on where, uh, depending if you're buying or
So,
selling.
so how do you confirm this signal?
So after this crosses when both lines go above the 50 EMA, that to me that gives me a higher confluence that this is going to buy. So that's exactly what I did. So when both those are the factors.
Mhm.
I wait for the conversion to go above the base, and then when they are both above the 50 EMA,
Mhm.
then I'll place a buy. So this happened like as soon as we hit London sessions, like after 3 o'clock in the morning, my time, and then it retraced a little. Now I wasn't concerned with that because I know retracements happen. So what I did, so this one I think I put like 25 lots. Now I put at such a high volume because since it fit all into my criteria,
Mhm.
I know that this is gonna go up.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so
where did you put your stop loss? Or how did you find your stop loss level?
now my stop loss level. Now I don't I didn't put a stop loss for this one in particular, and
Uh-huh.
that's mainly because I was going into profit.
So you were sure about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that goes for the short orders too?
It goes with
When
short
the
orders.
when are the crossing lines below
I,
the
I'll talk.
average?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
talk about the short orders in a bit.
Okay.
Um, so when this would trace down, I actually put another buy order because I knew that it was just retracing and it was gonna go up.
Mhm.
Okay, so I had closed my trade because it did continue to go up as you see. The conversion line is still above the baseline, and then um, it was moving above the cloud and the 50 EMA.
And those
Like this,
conversions lines are what? How did you set up them?
like specifically the numbers.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this this will be my setup, my inputs.
Okay.
No, yeah. No, no. This is like after researching the Ichimoku Cloud. This is like the standard, like
Uh-huh.
the standard setup. Okay,
Cool, cool, cool.
and also I use the time frame that I use with this is a 30-minute time frame. I use other time frames, but I like to use this one a lot because being that um since we have restrictions, like since I have a 200K account, my daily loss is 10K. So I like to stay in the market for as long as possible, but I'm very big with support and resistance. So I put my take profit right here.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be my resistance.
Okay.
But as I was in profit, I actually closed it. I actually closed it right here
Big
because
one.
I saw like at this point it looked like more like the sellers were coming in, and then as I predicted, they actually did.
Wow. Wow. I
Yeah.
can see it.
So I definitely put take profits, but I usually ended up taking profit earlier than that because honestly, like when I reach a certain amount of profit, I'm actually satisfied with that trade. So by the time I close it, I was at 14K.
Mhm. Wow.
So I was very happy with that.
You were satisfied for sure.
Yes, yes. You cannot be too greedy. That's in my opinion. Um, and uh, and I say that because being that we're working on a restricted account,
Mhm.
um, you don't want. I mean, of course, everyone wants to make as much profit as they can. So they want to hold on to the trades, but you got to be realistic. Like closing this amount and making 14K in a single day. I mean, there's no other job
Mm.
that there is out there that you could make that amount of money in a day.
Of course, there is not. And how many times you backtested this strategy?
Oh, this was a while in the making. So this honestly was like the whole process through blowing my accounts
Okay.
before I got before I joined FTMO.
Mhm. Cool, cool, cool. And what did you do before it? When you know that it will also decrease, did you open some short order?
Actually, no, because just because it starts going down doesn't mean that's a short. It could be a retracement, or that could mean that the market is consolidating. Because if it starts going down,
Mhm.
that doesn't necessarily mean that all my factors for a short position are met.
Mhm.
Because it could go down with a bearish engulfing candle,
Mhm.
but of course, the indicators follow where the candles are going, but I wouldn't feel me. I'll just end the trade with just the buy, and I'll just be until I find another setup. I mean, that's how that's the way how I apply it. So
And why
so yeah.
why did you choose the Ichimoku Cloud? Like, when did you first time try it, and when did you, decided, okay, this will someday work, this will someday work, but okay, I am blowing my accounts, it's not working. So, tell me something about it. How did you find out this strategy?
No, so I was just researching other traders, and this one, the Ichimoku Cloud, it to me it makes it simpler to trade. Basically, like if you like I said before, if you see that price is above the cloud, you're gonna buy, and price is below. But then, like when you go into detail, um, you see that you have to really have to analyze and see like is like if it really is gonna go in that direction.
Mhm.
So even though like it's because there are times where I can be wrong, and I'll show you an example of a losing trade,
Mhm.
and but when when the trade doesn't go in my direction, that's when I'll put a stop loss
Mhm.
because one, I don't want to close out early because it could just be a retracement,
Mhm.
like I said. But if it continues to go down, then I'll place a stop loss. So that way, I'm not gonna lose all my profit or be too much of a drawdown, or I don't touch my max daily loss.
Okay. So show me, for example, some short order there.
Okay. All right. Let me show you a successful short order. Now, for the short orders, I get the most success with my strategy on the buy orders, but short orders, it's a little bit trickier.
Hmm.
So let me give you a small example.
You mean trickier, like harder?
It is. I mean, I know sounds kind of weird, but to me, I find that I've been more successful with the buy trades than the sell trades. So let me give you one. So this I took this trade on February 12th.
Hmm.
This is the Aussie dollar, and now for a sell, if price is below the cloud, then you sell. So when the conversion line goes under the baseline, then that's the first indicator that price is going to go down. When both indicators go below the 50 EMA, then that's a stronger.
That second
Um,
signal.
yes, exactly.
Mhm.
So I took this trade when it started retracing. So it retraced up, and that's when I put my sell order. So price had bounced on the 50 EMA. So so that's a really tight order, and I and this is the kind of opportunity that I really like because it's like when I place the order, I'm in profit quickly, which I was.
It acts like
So
resistance, this moving average, right?
yes, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So when
So
I
it's a
place the sell
third
order,
confirmation.
hmm
So you always have like those three confirmation.
yeah. So like the first is crossing
Hmm.
below the baseline. The second is crossing under the EMA, and the third, if it happens, if
If
price goes up but bounces on
it
the
bounces.
EMA.
Okay.
Exactly. So it started going down, and this was again like when London opened, like at 3 in the morning, my time. But I closed. I took profit right here because I um I felt that this was a resistance that was happening, and it was because price went back up. So this was a very small short order.
Okay. And how did you?
Not but
Uh huh.
but not necessarily because when I put the order, it was an order of 25 lots. So I made like 2250
Hmm.
in this order.
Hmm.
So no, because I closed it because I see that it was building a support here.
So you close it at like 11 o'clock or in the like 10 o'clock there?
Oh no, this was fairly quick. So I closed this like at
Yeah, 9:30
five in
or.
the morning. No. This was like 5 in the morning. Like I closed it here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, this is the 30-minute time frame.
So it was like a second bounce in like your support there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay, I can see.
I'll show you an example of a losing trade.
Okay,
Um,
cool. Show me.
so this was right after I closed. No, actually, no. This was right before I took profit on the US CAD. So this was on February 2nd. Okay, right here. So
Hmm.
it does happen that even though um if it crosses under and it goes under the EMA, it could just simply go in the opposite direction. That could happen because of news, or it could happen because it just started getting there was a lot of rejection,
Hmm.
which there was. I don't trade news anyway. I usually avoid news.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's why
no,
we are restricting some news events and trading during news events because
yes,
they are tricky. It can happen. It's like some tweets from some famous people. It can go up and
right.
down,
Uh huh.
and it's unexpected.
Yes, I mean I'm like purely technical analysis, as you can see. I mean I do take fundamentals into account, but that's only like 25%, just because I try to see how fundamentals will affect the technical
Just to see some
side of
trend,
it. Yeah, just to see exactly to see some trend, but that's about it. So this is a Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc.
Mhm.
So it went under the conversion line went under the baseline right here, but I waited until it went under the 50 EMA. So this was when Tokyo opened.
Mhm.
I mean, I usually open a lot of my trades during the Tokyo sessions, and I take profit like shortly after the middle of London or the beginning of New York.
Mhm.
Mainly because when London overlaps with New York, it's just a lot of volatility. And at that point, when if I'm in profit, I'm already satisfied with that trade, and I'll close it. I don't like take the gamble that thinking it's going to go higher
Mhm.
or lower depending on my order. So there was a lot of resistance here, not necessarily a support. I believe this was just a minor retracement, and I did take quite a loss. This was like 8 or 9K. Um, I I put my stop loss like right here at this level of resistance,
Mhm.
and apparently, and since it broke out and continued to go higher, what honestly what I should have done was I should have just closed the order when the conversion line crossed the baseline.
That's what you
Um,
learned from it, right?
yeah,
For the future.
exactly. Because of course, when both of them go above the EMA, then that's a big indicator that it's going to continue to go long instead of reversing.
And you are using this trading view to, manage your setup, and then you will execute orders where?
I execute orders on MetaTrader.
MetaTrader. On your
Yes.
PC?
Oh no, on my phone.
On your phone? Cool.
Yes.
Can you show
Yes.
us how do you use your phone?
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of times I'm out, so I use my phone to execute trades because I trade when I see an opportunity, and an opportunity can happen anytime.
Okay. Osvaldo, well, thank you very much because, guys, he just makes some screenshots of his phone so that he can show us how he execute the trades and how he do the setups in his phone. So come on, Os, tell me everything.
All right, so I have the same setup that on my phone that I put on TradingView, the Ichimoku Cloud, and the 50 EMA. Now, but I also have this is you can see it as an extension of the strategy I use or just a different strategy, but I still use the criteria that I use to execute my trade. So this is specifically good for long trades. So when it comes to finding a setup, one setup that I really like that that I always try to execute is the butterfly pattern. So
Okay.
just to explain that is when price goes down and then it comes up, then it goes back down and creates this level of support. That's a huge indicator that it's going to come back up to this level of resistance right here. So I believe this is specifically called the bearish butterfly. It's definitely used a lot in traders in technical analysis. So I definitely, definitely like it when I see this kind of setup. So this here specifically is the Aussie dollar against the Canadian dollar. So I placed the buy trade right here, you know, at 25, 25 lots.
Mhm. Enormous amount.
Yes, it is an enormous amount, but because I know that this is gonna go up with this much level of support,
Mhm.
then I'm not too I'm not too worried about the drawdown. I mean, yes, I guess some traders will be worried, but I've done this enough and I back tested enough that it's been very successful for me. So this is the before, and then here's after. So right here, this is on the 15-minute time frame. I don't usually use a 15-minute time frame, but when I see this type of setup, then I'll execute it. So this is after. So it it did go up to this level, to the first level of resistance, and as you can see, the conversion line did go above the baseline, and then price went above the EMA,
Mhm.
the 50 EMA. So I'm a big I'm I'm a big factor in. I mean, I'm a big believer in taking the trade before price is gonna go in your direction, not like wow or during or even after. I know a lot of traders do that. Like they see if if price is high on a particular pair, then they'll place the buy trade, or price is below, they'll place the sell trade because because they think it's going to go higher. But the problem is that that's the price that it is right now. You wanted to place the buy trade right here. You understand?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
So of course I closed my trade right here,
Mhm.
and I made a good profit. And show you
And you are searching
another.
for those wings of the butterfly, all right?
Exactly,
Always,
yes.
like always,
Yes.
just for this let's say butterfly effect.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's one more example. The screenshot I took. This was
So
the
that's like fourth or fifth criteria of yours.
yes. I mean, it does like when my first and second criteria when the conversion line goes above for a long trade and it crosses the EMA, that's enough for me to place a long trade. But when I see that when I see a design or when I see that pattern, then a lot of times I'll even stack the trade. Like I'll place like two or three trades using that same pair. Like I said before, I just focus on like one pair because I know if that pair is going in the direction that I'm predicting,
Mhm.
then I'm gonna focus on that pair.
So how many times have you made this butterfly trade?
Oh no, multiple times.
Like
These trades happen all the time.
okay.
You just got to. This is an example of you got to put take the opportunity at the right place.
Mhm.
I mean at the right time. Excuse me,
Okay.
because you don't want to miss the trade. And if prices like say if I miss the trade and prices are already here, I'm not going to take it because I can't be too sure that it's going to continue to go in that direction. It could easily go back down, which has happened. So this one is the Great British Pound against the Canadian dollar.
Mhm.
Can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
clear.
So I placed 20 lots on this. So
Again, you were sure.
yes, I was. So price went. So the first swing it went down, then went up, then went down again. So this was gonna be a decent amount of profit because I was gonna close it right at this level resistance. I put my take profit right here. So this is the end result. Now it did go down again. So it did create this. It create um, the bear.
Hmm.
I guess like the bear wing of it first. I thought it was this one, but it was actually this one. But it was fine because it was still within my. It was still within the criteria.
Hmm.
Okay. So it did go back up, and I took profit like earlier, like right at this level because it was already approaching resistance.
So once you see the second wink,
Mm-hmm.
there,
And I,
that
yeah,
then you execute the order.
yes, and yeah, exactly.
But
And like you see that the conversion line is above the base, and it went above the
uh
EMA. Now, after I closed the trade, price did continue to go higher, even above the resistance. But like I said, I was already comfortable with that profit,
mhm.
and I closed it.
For how much?
Um, this one was 2450. I can show you on my account
Cool,
matrix.
cool. Show me on
Yeah.
our account.
Okay. All right. So here is my account matrix. So this is the balance curve. So as you see, it goes up steadily, like higher highs and higher lows. Yes, there are some dips down, but then I go back up.
Wow, I can
So
see there like 46K there in the peak.
yeah, yeah.
What what
Um,
happened there?
well, the final week before my profit split, a struggling it was a struggling week.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I did ended the week with returning some of the profit that I lost. So it went from 46 down here, then back to
So
32.
so so what happened?
Now,
Uh-huh.
no, what happened was I wasn't, being careful with executing the trades that um that I did. Like
Well, it
it
seems that you could have like 46K, but then you would say like it seems like I want to more, but it actually turns against you.
Yes, yeah, it did turn against me. But I was actually very satisfied with this profit,
Obviously.
of course.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course,
no,
of
no,
course, of course.
absolutely. I believe what it was like. You made this much amount of money, and this is like my fault. Like I said, I'm still growing,
Mhm.
growing with this, and in regards to like how this affects the psychology when you make a lot of money, you start to become a little bit like a bit liberal
Mhm.
in your actions.
Mhm.
So like after I made this amount, then I started executing trades that didn't quite necessarily fall into my criteria. As opposed to like being here where when I was starting low and then I was being more strategic. It's like it's just more. It was just more about not about emotions, but just the psychology, just like how you how you think.
And this was the best result you have in your trading career
Yes, so far.
so far. Nice.
Mhm.
So what is the lesson that you learned from this awesome profit?
No, like you really have to analyze the market. Um, take your try to focus on one one instrument or two, Me, every time when I execute a trade, I just focus on one, no more than two. I don't take multiple trades with different pairs because one trade could be doing well while the other one is at a drawdown and you're not really making anything. But very importantly, you need to be patient.
And
Um,
and how do you use the trading objectives that FTMO set up?
well, when I take when I take a trade, so since my daily loss is 10K, when I take a trade, I try to make sure that my orders are as tight as possible. When the drawdown starts to go like beyond 3,000, that's usually for me. That's an indicator that that's is not gonna go in that direction that I want. Um, Yes, I was close in reaching the max daily loss
Mhm.
once,
You need to
but
be
that
really
was
careful during the trading because you are opening really big lots, you big
yes.
positions, and you don't use the stop losses. So I believe it's really hard to maintain the max daily loss.
Well, because how I trade, I'm like I basically it's like scalping towards swinging. Like
Hmm.
I'll take like I'm in the market for a couple of just for a couple of hours or at most in one session and then I'll close it. Okay, because of course since these trades are high volume, you can't be in the market for too long with such a high volume of trade. And of course, since we can't hold our trades over the weekend, then we have to close them.
Hmm.
So
And what about the statistics?
the statistics. So my average risk to reward ratio is 1.32. My
Hmm.
win rate is 52%. Yes, that could be higher. If it wasn't for the
It
losses, but
it could be higher, but it still have to work this way with this
oh
average.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm fine. No, I'm fine with this win rate.
Uh-huh.
The average profit is 2163,
Yeah.
while the average loss is 1633.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
And it's so I do take huge lots. So I have like
A
my
lot of
lots
lots.
total is over 1600. But my number of trades is 92. But it's that I take that many trades because, like I said, like if I'll usually stack
Hmm.
trades on a single pair, but I only do that when um, I'll start stacking it once I'm already in profit. I don't stack trades in right at the beginning. It's only when I'm in profit.
And what do you mostly trade?
Forex.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
you said it, but like exactly the majors one. Yes, there's the simple
yes.
step.
So
Okay.
these are all the pairs that I traded. The most successful that I was the U.S. against the Canadian dollar, the the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen, which I'll show in a bit.
But you said me like 5 minutes ago that you should be trading like only two or three symbols. No.
Yes, no. So what I mean is at a time. So for example, when I
Okay,
took
at the
that trade
time.
on the yes, when I took that trade when I used for the USD and the Canadian dollar on February 4th, I just focused on that pair.
And how do you decide that this is the time for trading this one?
Oh, so when I find the setup when all when my criteria is met, I'll execute that trade. Now there are some pairs that don't um, that I can't find. Is sometimes it's difficult finding a setup for.
Mhm.
So for example, like the euro against the New Zealand dollar. I don't really trade that pair because I don't usually there's I haven't seen the time where none of my criteria is met. Now I did try the euro against um the euro against the Swiss franc,
Hmm.
but however I lost some profit because I did see some setups, but then it was being rejected. But the most successful that worked within my strategy
Hmm.
are these right here. So
Yeah, I can
there's the
see it.
USD CAD, the Swiss franc, Japanese yen, the euro, and the Great British pound.
So when you use your MetaTrader on your phone, uh, you will use this setup of Ichimoku Cloud and the average,
Hmm.
and then you will take a look to various symbols. Where is the biggest possibility, biggest opportunity?
Exactly, and because not all pairs, not I mean I don't trade like all the forex pairs, so like I'll trade the major pairs and then
I
like
see.
a few of the minor pairs, like the Swiss franc and the
Hmm.
yen. So I'll trade that because some pairs I can easily find setups on those pairs than other pairs.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
and then
And can you show us your biggest profit trade in the trading
yes,
journal here?
yes, absolutely.
You can go up and you can go up. No. You can go up and set it in the settings to search for the profit, biggest profit. You can see there the order, and if you choose the profit
Okay.
exactly, but the second one, okay, cool. So almost $10,000 on one single trade.
Yes, this was $10,000 on one single trade, but this was the first trade. Like so, not the first trade, but the first within a stack.
Mhm.
So this was in the amount of 30 lots, and this was on February 4th. Yes. Hmm.
That's a really enormous amount. Like it could like move really quickly down, and you could easily hit the max daily loss. So it's really
Yes.
amazing how you can manage it.
Oh no, no, absolutely. Because if I just stick to my strategy, I took this trade when it was like right at the beginning when it was starting to reverse and making profit, and then I stacked it again with um with 15 no, excuse me, with 10 lots, and I made another 4K. So
Oh.
this was a pair. This was when I made 14K.
Hmm.
Um, and most of the profits are buying. I think I only had two sells. Like
Mhm.
one sell was with the Aussie
Yeah.
dollar, the small one. It was 22.25, and then one was with the Great British Pound. I actually made a good amount on this sell. It was
So have
almost
you
nine.
have you thought about that you will not use the sell orders and you will only focus on the buys?
Um, I thought about it because placing a sell can be trickier. I mean, of course, if I avoid the sell,
Mhm.
then then I'll probably won't be in a loss. But however, if I see that all my criteria is met, then I'm gonna take the trade. I think for next time, if I do a sell order, it will be a smaller lot, like probably like
Yeah.
5 or 10, just in case if it doesn't go my way. Now my First successful trade of this month that I executed was the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. So this was on January 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I first executed 22 lots,
Uh-huh.
and then when I was already in profit, I executed another 20 lots.
So you double it.
Yes, this one I doubled. So can I show you on the trading view?
Sure, sure, show us.
Okay. This is the first successful trade that I did, and it was a very good one. This is the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen.
Mhm.
So I executed the trade here because it was starting to go up, and the conversion line went above the baseline. However, it went down, but I wasn't too worried because I noticed that the,
But there's your support, right? Again.
there's a support, and not only that, the the bearish butterfly was being formed. And
Hmm.
not only that, what I've noticed that this pattern was already created before, like 2 days ago.
Okay.
And on top of that, so this is a 30-minute time frame. When I switch to the 4 hour time frame,
It was another butterfly.
it was another butterfly. So this is the level of resistance on the 4 hour time frame. So this is a butterfly within a butterfly.
Mhm.
So I knew that this was going to be a big profit. So going back to the 30-minute time frame. So when it went down, I inputted another buy trade because I knew it was going to go up, and it did. So it went up, and my other factors were met.
Mhm.
This is when I put the other buy trade, the 20 lots. I put 20, I put the 22 like right here and the 20 over here because I was already in profit. It did retrace, but I knew it was going to go up. I really like it when it retraces and I put a buy order. The last thing that's always a bummer is that you put another order, then it goes down.
Cool.
But I knew it was going to go up because, as I saw from the previous pattern, and this was a, a, a butterfly within a bigger butterfly. So, and this happened like when after, like shortly after Tokyo closed. So this was like in 4 in the morning. Yeah, I usually stay up pretty late
It looks like.
with these trades. No, exactly, because I definitely have to keep my eye on the market a lot because I'm executing big trades. And like I said, I like to close them before or a little after New York opens because it does get extremely volatile.
And you don't want to
So,
miss the opportunity.
yes. So I closed the trade when price was right here at this level of resistance.
Mhm.
And but at that point, I made 14K. So I was very happy with that trade.
You could stop your trading and said like, okay, this is it for this month.
Yes, exactly. No, I could if I wanted to, but like I said, if I see more opportunities, then I'll take it. Only when there's an opportunity. I don't let my emotions like take over.
Mhm.
If I am close in profit, unless I see an opportunity, then I'll just be done for that day
Mhm.
because I was I'm just unsatisfied with the amount of money that I made. So, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty much how I trade. Um, is it 100% proof? No, but it works for me. And what I would like to say, for other traders is that, you definitely like, find, you don't want to, um, you don't want to rely on just pure, um, on just like chance, thinking if price is gonna continue to go over, continue to go down. Make sure that like you find a strategy that works for you. Like this works for me. I hope it would work for others. But if you find your own strategy, make sure that you are successful with it, and stick to it.
All right, Oz. I'm so grateful for your inputs, for your trading insights, and I also believe that I can speak for all of us who are listening to you right now because I think that we are filled with gratitude because you showed us how you exactly do the trading, how you exactly you achieve your trading goals, and that is something that we really appreciate and I really appreciate. So thank you very much again, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you succeed more in the trading career. Thank you very much again, and I hope to see you some other day.
Yes. Thank you a lot, Peter, and thanks for having me. This has been a blessing.
Wow, and that's FTMO.